And that's actually a blessing to not have to worry about those things. Joe, if someone is experiencing anxiety from not that like anxiety from life, right, from their relationships, all the things, societal pressures from not being able to accomplish or become rich, because also one of the other things that I felt like it was giving was like I'm kind of out of touch. And a lot of people get on celebrities when they do stuff like this. I mean, people came for Kiki Palmer a couple months ago when she was like, I mean, if I only had $1 million in the bank and my rent would be $1,500. And people was like, where can you, people went off because it felt insensitive. And so sometimes I feel like people miss the mark because people are hurting and struggling, and they're looking around and these people are just throwing out these things like, well, I mean, being a millionaire is boring. So what do you think about the balance? First of all, people are struggling and they are looking to social media, and looking at people post their highlight reels, right? So how can you look around and not be offended, or like it contribute to that type of anxiety when you look around thinking like I'm not accomplishing anything and my life isn't boring. Actually, I feel really stressed out. Like, how do you kind of navigate those feelings?
I realize the things that I say kind of can irritate people at times because I'm like, just do the thing, right? But when you ask me that question, my comment becomes, I mean, it's like you have to when you are triggered by somebody else saying something or somebody else living their life, that says a lot more about you than it does about them.
Hmm.
Sure, maybe they are insensitive. That's fine. I can look at that and say it's insensitive without being triggered by it. If I'm triggered by it, that means I have to do some deep work. And that's the part that make people uncomfortable. You have to when something makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you feel upset, there is some work to be done. Like you got to
Yeah.
really acknowledge that and then go into the process of doing that work and understanding, why do I feel the way that I feel? When was a time in my life or in my past where I felt this same way? Then maybe I can pinpoint why this certain thing triggers me the way that it does. Because you can look at situations, be like, yes, very insensitive, very out of touch. Okay, I get that. And I can look at that and say for what it is. But if I'm like, I'm raging and I'm like in the comment section raging about it, then there's something going on with you that you need to
Yeah.
check in on, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, some self-awareness, which you've been saying all hour.
Yes,
So
yo.
listen, we're gonna get into these final thoughts, these brief final thoughts. Brief final thoughts, right? Give us your final thoughts and where people can find you. And we will start with you, Melissa. You can give us a just a final thought on, the topic or anything else that you might want to add. And then tell people where they can find you.
So I think this was a really insightful topic.